Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the weekly kickoff. All right, now the dollar, US dollar, doing quite well at the end of last week, right? CPI numbers Wednesday came out as expected. So US economy sort of stabilized, which means the Fed may not need to cut as aggressively next year, gives the dollar strength. At the same time, on I think it was Friday, we had a bunch of UK numbers come out. All the data was weak, and that really gave the sterling some really clear direction. So I just sort of all over the shop here on my screen. So the GDP numbers weaker than expected, industrial output weaker than expected. It's just not looking good, very good for sterling, right? And coming into this week, why I'm mentioning that is if you come back and have a look at sterling, it has kicked into the downside. Now, this downtrend does look very nice, definitely in play for a short-term prime time pro trade here. Now, why is that important? Well, just have a look at we've got a big week here of sterling data coming out, right? So I still want to get this wrong because we've got if I can just find the Bank of England, right? So the Bank of England, they've got a meeting this week, okay? And we've got a few central banks, the Bank of Japan, we've got the Fed on Wednesday, Bank of England on Thursday, Bank of Japan on Thursday as well, but I'm not expecting much from those guys. But the Bank of England, right? It's 80, almost 88% factored in that there's no change of rates. Now, why is that important? Well, we saw last week's data really weak, right? And if I actually just come back to the calendar here, right, let me just go into trading economics, make it a little bit easier to see. Now we've got a whole range of things. So Thursday is the day for UK rate decision. Now we've got some PMI numbers coming out from the UK. Then on Tuesday, we've got unemployment figures coming out from the UK. And then you come down into, plus we've got some US retail sales and a whole bunch of things. Wednesday, we've got the inflation numbers coming out in the UK, right? And then on Thursday, we have obviously the Fed. We don't expect the Fed to be doing anything, so I think this is a non-event. But the Bank of England interest rate decision is there as well. Now, the data this week could really change the outlook for a rate cut this week, right? I've seen it before, right? You don't think anything's sort of going to happen. We saw the numbers extremely weak last week, and the market has really taken to selling sterling hard and on sterling crosses. So just have a look this week as we come in because, you know, I can talk about all the various data coming out and there's loads coming out. We've got the Fed, blah, 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 Canadian inflation numbers, but really your focus has got to be on sterling because it is front and center. If we get weaker employment numbers and if that is followed up with weaker inflation numbers, right, then we are going to start to see the market factor in very quickly a potential 0.25% rate cut from the Bank of England on Thursday. And that's the way it rolls. So keep an eye on the data this week. It's going to be very active, is where I'm getting to, right? So, and when you look at the major currency pairs, if I come into the live trade hub, we are updating this as we go. But Primetime Pro analysis, right? The dollar with the US dollar sort of trending nicely, inflation steady. We have got very good trading conditions across the board. Now, a lot of these instruments are they're sort of going down or going up, which is great, short term and long term, but they're sort of not at the right levels to be getting into the market at the moment, right? So but this setup here, you've got to be frothing, right? This is a really good focus for the week ahead, okay? Because you're going to have lots of opportunities. The crosses, well, the opportunities there have shriveled up from last week. Euro Aussie, Euro CAD, Euro Kiwi, all a buy, and Sterling Swiss a sell at the moment. And actually, it's a prime time sell just at the moment, but the crosses have gone a little bit quiet. The dollar is active, right? That's what you get when the US dollar starts trending, right? You start to see all the major instruments start to trend, and then the crosses go a bit quiet. But this week, with sterling data, it's going to be very active. Now, we've also added the trade portfolio in there. You're going to be able to see what's going on. And we are going to be doing email blast when these trades are activated. So you can check that out as well. But the week, it's really shaping up good, right? We've got lots of opportunities coming up. What you want to do is just reconnect to the market, each day, see what's going on. At the moment, we've got US equity futures going up, and that's giving us a risk on profile, right? Euro, sterling, Aussie, Kiwi, all going up. US Treasury yields, well, you know what? This is the thing. They have stabilized at higher levels, and the market is now, not doing so much with it, right? So we are seeing, obviously, this will dominate as in a strong dollar profile. But right now, today on the Asian Open for Monday, we are seeing a risk on profile, right? So that's a good sign. A little bit of a counteraction based off the end of last week. You start to see a few of these instruments start to rally, and that gives us opportunities. The only one here, Euro, is a little bit mixed, right? But for me, sterling, Aussie, Kiwi are clearly going down. They are in the firing line. Dollar CAD, well, it's up here, right? Still been going up short term and long term, but we have seen oil jump about $3. I wonder if that's going to put downward pressure on dollar CAD, right? And the dollar pairs, as you can see, trending quite nicely. So if you've got Primetime Pro, now's the time to turn it on, get some action going here on the short-term stuff. But as you come through the week, you've got to be assessing the UK data, right? Because this is very active at the moment. It's a raw nerve in the market. Sterling will move around on the numbers. Definitely when you come into, Tuesday's trading with the unemployment numbers, and I'll be covering these on each day. Unemployment, retail sales, I think it was, CPI. Like there's a whole range of great numbers that we couldn't ask for a better situation. Get these numbers coming out this week. We get the Bank of England on Thursday, and we may see some action. If the numbers start to come out strong, right, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, well, the chance for a rate cut is off the table. But what we're looking for are weaker numbers. It's going to send sterling lower and give us the outcome we need, which is a Bank of England cut. You'll see sterling even scream a bit further, a bit more to the downside, right? Now, if that doesn't make sense to you, why not sign up and get access to our courses and our materials and the live trade hub? And you too can be having some guidance along the way, especially with what to trade and more importantly, when to trade them, right? It's very easy to sort of line these things up, right? Sterling, yeah, it's going down, but where do you get short? Well, that's what our courses will do for you. Anyway, less about that, more about trading. Good luck this week, guys. All the best. Cheerio.